Hello, everyone. This is Brandon, here to talk about our week two multimedia presentation topic of the classic theories, how they compare or how they hold up to the test of time. If you put these classic theories in the modern context, do they hold up or do they have room for improvement? I am going to talk about two of our theories. The first one will be Max Weber and his theory of bureaucracy. Now, of course, bureaucracy, just the title alone, we could all say and agree that the United States of America has adopted a bureaucratic institution. We have a very large administration, which of course led to Dwight Waldo writing his dissertation on the administrative state. It's become so large and it's only grown since then. But how does Max Weber's theory hold to the test of time? Because while there are some nuggets that hold true today, what are some things that could be updated? So, of course, he establishes an ethics of office by talking about government officials' position, basically saying that we need to pay our government officials and these government officials shouldn't be using their position for personal gain. Yes, that's all fine and true, but as he gets more into detail talking about the position of the official, he says a couple interesting things. One of them that he mentions is establishing a lifetime position, occupation for these officials. Now, looking at modern day government, is that necessarily a good thing? Do we really want lifetime? One, do we want lifetime positions, and do we want lifetime agencies? Because while these positions and agencies may very well be doing good things for society, society and institutions are always changing. Now, do we necessarily always need a government agency for the life? No, maybe we should start instituting different laws, rules of how to phase out certain positions and phase out certain agencies. That's just a thought right there. Now, another thing that Max Weber talked about is the social esteem of the public official. He says that public officials should have a position that is held in supremely high social esteem. People aspire to become these public officials. It holds large social currency. Now, I would say that there are currently some positions that hold high esteem. Of course, you have the upper echelons of government, the president's cabinet. You have the heads of these government agencies, the head of the CIA, State Department, Secretary of State, of course, part of the president's cabinet. But you have those positions where, of course, people are going to hold them in high social esteem. But what about the inline employees, the people day in, day out working at the post office, working at the DMV? Do people hold them in high social esteem? I wouldn't say they do. Personally, even as a government official myself, I wouldn't say people aspire to be a records manager at a government institution like I am. Yeah, I wouldn't say that that holds true these days. Is placing and creating positions that are held in high social esteem by people. A couple other things we're going to talk about is Mary Parker Foyette, the giving of orders. Um, she brought a very fresh perspective. She was looking at the psychological aspects of managing the workforce, also managing government, the governed society. Now, her theories, they are very important, I would say, especially now as we have the millennials entering the workforce, rising up in the workforce, because Mary Parker brought up an example of somebody applying for a position that they were kind of hesitant because they didn't want to be considered a menial. They don't want to be doing menial tasks, doing menial work, being viewed as menial. Now, we all can say that we've heard the modern day millennial is all about not so much the stereotype is that they're not so much about the money, the more about making an impact, being valued by the government, being able to do good things for people, being trusted to take on these large projects to make an impact. So that's something that Mary Parker Foyette noticed over about 100 years ago that's still holds true today, is that we still have that emphasis on not just being treated as a line worker, just a number, type of robotic position, but these people, we want to make an impact and be viewed as such. And another thing that Mary Parker was looking at is no matter what, you could say in the nicest way, have the best relationships with your employees, they are always going to give you resistance just because of the nature of the relationship that you have this hierarchy where the manager is up there and it's the employees below them. So creates this us versus them type of relationship. So the example that she said was the mother telling the boy, can you go get me some water, a pail of water? The boy automatically said, no, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, he went and did it because he has that resistance to the authority. He's going to say no, but of course, because he has, doesn't want to face the consequences from authority, goes out and gets it. So I would say we see that recognition occurring now. We have like our Googles and Apples, these large conglomerates. They're basically flattening out these types of structures. Instead of more like a top-down management system, you have more of a horizontal line where you have a lot of people in somewhat equally salaried positions paid. Instead of ordering up and down, it's more of a cooperative type relationship that they're establishing. And then we also see that in the modern day office. I've been privy enough to see a couple places do their restructuring. I was at this large investment firm, and they had the managers previously in these large, lush offices, and then everyone else was crammed in cubicles. But now they made it where the managers are right there in the middle of the floor, at the center of the floor, and you have all the inline employees working around them. So it gives them more of a centered approach versus that, these are the managers and then these are the employees and that's it. We have to respect them no matter what. It's more of a flattening out of these structures. So, final thoughts. We have Mary Parker Fourier. I believe that her work should definitely be revisited, and other similar ideas should be revisited as we are moving towards more complex society. We have a lot of businesses doing that now, but maybe government should start taking a look at applying this to these bureaucratic institutions, these local agencies, even at the municipal level. We should probably take a look at applying this type of thought. And of course, you have Max Weber's bureaucracy. We should probably analyze whether or not we do need a lifetime, occupation within the government or have these lifetime agencies. So anyways, that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week.